Well, John, I ask you this every week, but you've had the chance to watch the Orient game back. What can you take from it, having reflected on it?
Very, very similar thoughts to immediately post-match. Sometimes the games, when you watch them back, they show you something different. I actually thought if you rewind a week against Bristol Rovers, the performance was much better than I actually thought it was on the day. At the weekend, I thought it was pretty accurate in terms of our post-match assessment, which was really, really poor for the opening half hour. A bit better up until half time, but I didn't necessarily think we deserved to go in 2-0 up. Although we defended really well at times, and we made sure that we didn't. We restricted late Orient to quite. Minimal chances. The pleasing thing on Saturday was the second half performance. I thought we were excellent, really, really clinical, and we put the game to bed very, very early on with the third goal, and then just did what we had to do from then on, and to add the fourth and make it comfortable for ourselves in the dying minutes. That was really pleasing as well. But I think it's a bit of a tale of two halves in terms of performance, but we managed to win both of them 2-0, and going away from home to a side who would come with a lot of confidence, and it was a sort of opening day celebration for them, the first time since I think they lifted the trophy at the back end of last season. Very, very pleased with everything on Saturday.
What have been the key details to work on with the team in just one day of preparation today?
Yeah, a lot of detail around how Exeter play, and a side again that's coming into this fixture with what I think should be a good amount of confidence, having handily seen off Wycombe on the opening day 3-0, having won midweek I think against Crawley 2-1 in the League Cup, and then to go toe to toe with Blackpool, who are one of the promotion favourites, and probably come away with the better of the game. I think they're a side that is very well organised. They play a good system. Gary Caldwell's got them, I think, fitting into that shape with some excellent signings as well over the summer. So there's plenty that we've had to work on today, more so classroom based and just walkthroughs rather than any physical work. But it's very, very quick, these turnarounds. We prefer a bit longer, but ultimately that's the way that the Football League season lies. So we've got to get on with it and look forward to the game.
Last time we played Exeter at home, obviously, was your first game in charge. What are your reflections and memories on that?
Yeah, really, really fond memories. It was all a bit of a whirlwind at the time, coming into the club on the Friday and taking the game straight away. I remember taking the team here, and there was everything I knew about the club from the outside, and everything I knew about the team and the squad from the outside. But until you step into the building, you never really fully know what's hitting you. So I look back on it now, because we won the game, especially with really fond memories. It was a really mad week for me and my family, and really, really pleased that everything worked out the way it did, and especially that first game. I think it sort of lifted a lot of spirits around the place. I think it was our first win in 14 or 15 games, and it set us up for a decent second half of the season.
Obviously tomorrow's game is live on Sky. You would have featured in plenty of them as a player. How do you feel sort of going into those? Is it something that plays on your mind, or as a player, is it just another game?
I think it can do. I think the best players just realise that it's just another game, and it doesn't matter whether the cameras are there or not, because people are always watching, whether it's people in the stands, whether it's people watching it back. The fact that every game is now accessible to everyone means that you are always on display and you're always on trial, and that's a really important message that I'm trying to put forward to the players, not just now, especially towards the back end of last season when we didn't have anything to play for, is that you're always being judged by someone. So make sure you approach that, the way you do things day in, day out, every single day, with that mentality. Now, clearly there's a few more cameras on and a bit of a wider audience tomorrow, so we really want the players to try and approach the game in the same way, and relish it more than anything else, and not let the whole event get on top of them. And I know that the players we've got in the building, they'll be absolutely fine with that.
Tuesday nights at Fratton Park always have something special about them in terms of atmosphere, so what's your message to the fans ahead of the game?
Yeah, I mean, a couple of things. I mean, I've had two Tuesday night games at Fratton Park. One was the Burton game, and one was the Bolton game. So two wins, but both very, very in different ways. And the fans had a huge part to play in both of them. And I think the Bolton game sticks out in a lot of people's mind as probably one of the highlights of last season. It was absolutely amazing, the atmosphere in the second half, especially when we went a goal down, and to come back against the side that ended up in the playoff semi-final. So really, really sort of special thoughts around them. Every game at Fratton special. Tuesday nights have got a bit of sort of added energy about them. They really are exciting. They're really exciting. Desperate to get back in front of the fans. They can be absolutely amazing for us, and I know they will be. They were brilliant in the opening day against Bristol Rovers. They stuck with us. It was slightly a bit easier, hopefully, for everybody's nerves and everybody's hearts on Saturday, because it was a bit calmer. We're just really looking forward to being back there. And then my other message to them is, the louder they are, the better, the more intimidating they make it, the better. And just to stress that I was only joking about them coming on the pitch if Cass scores. I don't want any pitch invasions or any sanctions from the FA, so keep singing the song but don't come on the pitch.
Thanks for clearing that one up. On to squad selection and team news. You've obviously mentioned the quick turnaround. Can we expect to see many changes tomorrow?
Yeah, I think that it's only so prudent to make sure that we've got fresh legs coming into the side. So there could be quite a few changes, and that's the way that we did it last week with the amount of changes that we made midweek. So I think it's really important that we do understand that we've been away travelling to Leyton Orient Friday, long trip back on Saturday with a tough game, and the GPS stats showed that we'd worked really, really hard across the week. So I think it's just wise for us to make sure that we do rotate the squad, and we've got players in every position now that we think can come in and compete. So it's a real advantage for us to go into the game being able to do that. We've got to try and keep some of that rhythm as well from Saturday, but with the squad competing the way it is, it's a really nice thing for us to be able to do.
Just finally, injury news, how are Paddy and Tom doing? And also the players that are left out the squad, how are they doing? How have their spirits been in training today?
Yeah, so Tom's seeing the specialist tomorrow, so we'll get a bit more clarity on that, and we can report back after that. Paddy trained today, so Paddy's in contention for tomorrow night, which is a bit ahead of schedule, but he's been really, really good in terms of the way that he's rehabbed, and thankfully we thought it might be a bit of a longer term one, but it's turned out to be absolutely fine. Paddy back in the fold, which is brilliant. Josh Dockrill obviously is one of the longer term ones, which we all know about. And the lads that have been left out of the squad, really tough conversation with Zach and Ben, leaving them out of the travelling party, and then Riley coming down to Leyton Orient and not being in the squad. These are three players that I think that probably deserve places in the starting lineup, let alone in the squad. I know I keep saying that, but it's true based on the performance that we had last Tuesday and the way that Riley's been pre-season. So really, really tough conversations, but I think they're buying into it. They're buying into the fact that they know it's a long, long season. It's a squad game. Conor Shaughnessy was training with us on Saturday morning before the Bristol Rovers game out of the squad, and then obviously because of his performance on Tuesday night, found himself in the side on Saturday and was probably one of my man of the match. So that's the way things happen in football. Things can change very, very quickly. So the message is to keep themselves at it and keep going.